Okay.
Can you hear me good?
I can.
Yes, we are live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another case study with your girl, Shakita Lewis. I am the THEE celebrity Reiki master healer, period. And I am here today to share with you guys one of my favorite clients, the one and only Shakisha. She is super, super phenomenal. Like, I can go on and on because most of my healing journey in partnership with Shakisha has been hyping this woman up. You understand me? When I tell y'all she's cold at everything, she don't leave no stone unturned when she's about her work. She's super committed. She's super loyal. She's super engaging. And I'm just excited to have her as a sister, as a friend, as a client. Uh, to to know Shakisha is to know about being a matriarch. That's a thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't come to her.
Talk sweet to me, baby.
You understand me? You know, you already know how I get down with you, sis. It ain't a game. To know Shakisha is to come to her and be like, I'm ready to leave my legacy. I'm ready to embody being a matriarch without having the burden. She is the queen of. She is my personal go-to when it comes to my shadows, helping me unlock my shadows, put my shadows behind. Meaning, when I go through things, oh no, she's my pain body specialist. Okay, that's who she is.
I mean, it all goes together. Your shadows, your pain body, consciousness, it all works together in this one etheric system that we carry around in these bodies.
So not only that, because she'll have to introduce herself, but I had to add my little tidbits. She's also the co-creator of Radical DNA Activation, which is
Mhm.
a whole healing modality in itself. Mind you, this is a Black woman, beautiful queen, have her own healing modality and teaching other people how to unlock their own DNA to live their purpose, to be a matriarch, to heal themselves, to learn about their pain body, all these amazing things. So I'm gonna allow her to introduce herself. But if I jump in, that's because I love her too much. You understand me? So, Keisha, please.
And because I do sometimes, I tend to be too modest, as my friends would tell me, as my sister friends would tell me. They're like, no, girl, you're too modest. Hi, y'all. My name is Shakisha. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is my honor today to be hanging out with my good sis, celebrity Reiki master, Chiquita Lewis. I am the CEO of Rest and Riches, the creator of the Matriarchs of Legacy Archetypes, co-creator of the Radical Guide DNA Activation Modality, co-creator of the Woo Collective, and international real estate developer. I love and I am super passionate about helping women transform from who they think they are into the matriarchs of legacy that they are here to be. I believe that women who step into their power as matriarchs not only build legacy that's going to change the world, but it's going to change their lives and the lives of the people that they're connected to. Um, I'm just really passionate about seeing women step into that and understanding who they be, so that when they show up in the world, they show up as that.
Yes. This is super amazing. So, and you know, like Tam said, all of that. You understand me? And then some. Okay? And then
Okay.
some. And just beginning. So, as always with the case studies, I like to go into like a history lesson on how I've been able to be introduced into these amazing powerhouse celebrity healers. So, with Shakisha, she was co-founder or is co-founder of what's called the Woo Collective. So if you're a mystic and you're into figuring out who you are as a healer, the Woo Collective was a place where healers went to on Facebook. It was an online community, whereas we would have challenges like Throat Chakra Thursday, where we can exercise our gifts and whatever talents that we're like coming out of the closet with. You know, we like, okay, I think I'm a reader, or I think I have this intuitive ability, but how do I develop this and not be afraid of it? So the Woo Collective was really great for that. I joined the Woo Collective last year around maybe like September, October. And a few of my other sister healer friends were in there. So it encouraged me to be active and to be more transparent, which actually was pivotal in my redeveloping of Reiki and getting and being more confident and showing up in that aspect. I didn't know that there were so many other African American healers, and then I didn't realize there's healers of all different types, from different backgrounds, from different cities and states, and we all grew as a community to support each other, which was cool. However, Shakisha was the head honcho. You understand me? So listen. We taking it all today. Shakisha was one of the head honchos. You understand me? So what that meant was, because she developed her own healing modality, she was co-founder of this group. People held Shakisha to a high regard, and it's like, man, she taught the healers how to make money, how to trust themselves in the healing process and everything. So I never thought that Shakisha would be a client of mine, like ever. Because I'm just like, don't roll your ass again. I never thought. And it just happened. One day she inboxed me and was like, I'm going to get some Reiki. And my heart was like, girl.
Well, I think, could we stick a pin right here and let me talk a little bit about that point? Because I think it's so important for the people who are watching this and who will watch this. If you are someone who is a high achiever and who is out here, you know, up leveling and expanding and creating life that you want, like, healers need healers too, right? And I think the thing that people miss out on, they think, you know, it's the strategies. Like, I need to know, you know, the tools, and I need the books and the external resources, you know, to be able to accomplish a goal. You can have all of that and still not accomplish the goal. Like, how many free workshops did you sign up for? How many, you know, ebooks did you buy? How many programs did you buy you ain't finished? You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with all the content consumption, and has everything to do with understanding who you are on the inside. And sometimes we have to understand that we need to heal at every level that we're on.
Yes.
We have to heal. We have to move things in order to allow ourselves to be able to integrate and to step through the barriers and the restrictions and the things that are holding us back, the quote unquote block. The block is you. And I was just ready. I had a calling on my heart to move some energy around, to move some stuff out of the way, to see what else was in there. And you rocked my world, boo. Just toast it up. But go ahead.
Okay. Putting that in context, I hadn't fully stepped into the Reiki, honing in solely on the Reiki. I was just like, okay, let me start accepting clients. And Shakisha ended up being one of my 3-month clients, was we did intense work. And again, the head honcho, she's certifying people. And keep in mind, Shakisha is a super successful healer. Like, she's a multiple 6-figure earner. Someone who hadn't generated more than $5,000 in a month to obtain a client who's already making multiple 6 figures, not just 6 figures like people talk about, multiple 6 figures, it was a huge disconnect for me, because it was just like the worthiness thing. Am I capable? Do I have the gifts? Am I talented? Is she doing charity work? Like, let's be real about that. Like, does she think that I have something and just want to be supportive? You know, sometimes we have that supportive love and not that actual, no, you a beast. And that's something that my sis always, every chance
we go, hold on, you just stick a pin right there, because you know I'm gonna come and I'm gonna teach the people. I have to. So with all of that, one of the things that I really wish people would do, and this was my reason for going to Chiquita. I went to Chiquita because I knew on an energetic level that she was a beast out here. She cold with it, y'all. She called it Reiki. but I promise you it ain't that. I promise you it ain't that. Or is that and something else? You got some seasoning, sis, because I've had Reiki before coming to you before, and this is not, these are not the same. But the reason that I came to you was because I knew energetically, I knew from connecting with you, from being in your space, that you were more than capable of supporting me and guiding me in areas where I was not an expert. You were. And I think a lot of times people put too much emphasis on the social media reel and who's making six figures and who's traveling all the time and who's buying the new cars and posting about them. And we put a lot of value on all of that stuff. That's cute. It's cute. But there are so many people out here ready to help you, but you judging them because their Instagram reel don't look as cute as this person Instagram reel.
Yeah.
And that's bogus to me. That's wild to me.
Even on the flip side of that, I want you to talk about how, because head honcho gonna be your new nickname. I'm saying you are the head honcho.
I'll see Taylor in the comments.
I'm just saying. You top dog. You understand me? Even with that same energy of unworthiness, but I want you to talk about how you being so powerful in knowing that you've achieved so much and you have so much more to achieve, just the attraction of people who felt like they were entitled to your energy because of the perceived success on social media.
Yeah. I've had people that have, had the expectation that they were entitled to my energy just because of who they think I am or who they see me as. Boundaries and being really selective about who I allow in my space. There are not many people that work. As a matter of fact, I have one healer, and that's you. In case you didn't know. I have one person who is my business coach. I have one person who is an embodiment coach. I have one person who supports me in expression. And I built my support that way on purpose because when you are in a position as a head honcho, when you are in a position like a head honcho and there are people that are wanting to, attach themselves to you, you have to know who you are, and you have to understand what your divine assignment is. And to me, there's nothing more important than my divine assignment, my reason for wanting to live life the way that I live life. You understand me? And so I have to have those boundaries. I had to learn. You have to grow into boundaries, and boundaries are not about the other person. Boundaries about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I going to allow? What am I going to give power to? Right? And I just got more selective about that. My standards elevated because of that. Who I surround myself with, what I'm paying attention to, what gets my energy, what don't get my energy. That is a constant evolution. And yeah, of course, there are going to be people who, who just want to stay connected to you. You have to decide, what you got energy for. I treat my energy like currency. It's my money. I don't play with my money.
She don't play with her money. She and don't and do not. But thank you for talking about that too, because you are definitely an influence. I remember when you guys in the Wood Collective and partnership had went and we're doing readings and stuff for people on Clubhouse, and it was like you just got on Clubhouse and then you were consistent, and I looked up, you got like over thousands of
6,000 or something like that.
Yes. And I was just like, you see how people trust you? So even with that, and you being so, I would say stern, because again, it was your expression of boundaries that made me think like, man, I really got to be on my shit to work with somebody like her. because you don't fuck around. You know what I'm saying? Meaning like she mean what she says. When she show up, she mean business. And if anybody came sideways and was, oh man, don't let it be someone coming after somebody or bullying to any degree. Like Shakisha would shut all of that down. Like, no.
Listen, I will refund somebody's money in a heartbeat. Get up out my space. I am here to work with the people who are really ready to work. I'm not going to fight someone for their excuses. You can have them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna fight you for your limitations. If you want them, you can have them. And I feel like I come across that way because it's necessary for people to be able to see that. It's doing that to me, being who I am and showing up how I am serves people.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I were to just, you know what I'm saying, like have weak ass boundaries and like let people, continue to buy themselves excuses and buy themselves, more reasons to have more limitations, how do we ever get to the change in the world part? Like, how do we get to the rest and riches part? How do we get to our $1 million and more? You know what I'm saying? When do we get there if we doing that? And so showing up how I am.
Put up or shut up. You're going to do the work or you're not.
And period.
And giving people permission to be comfortable where you can be comfortable where you're at.
And that's the thing. Like, it's a growth process. It's not you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to come to me perfect. Like that, first of all, doesn't exist. But second of all, that's what I'm here to help you do. But you got to want to be there.
Speaking of wanting, right? Sis wanted in on this Reiki energy, child. And we went on, as nervous as I was, and we started working together. Because in my mind, I was just like, you a celebrity, right? She was like, well, y'all stop saying that.
Like, y'all, because multiple of y'all that I work with be like, oh my God, the Shakisha, if y'all don't stop.
It is. And if somebody asks me about you, it's still the Shakisha. Like, we ain't undermining nothing. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You've always exuded a level of expertise and embodiment of your own practices. Mm-hmm. However, we started working together. And as we got more intimate, because Reiki is very intimate. The way I work with my clients, it is super, super personal. It was so funny. Before we went live, me and Shakisha, I was like, man, I only know you a year. She was like, it felt like we done went through timelines in a year.
I still don't believe that, but okay. I feel like we went through multiple lifetimes in one year then, because it definitely doesn't feel like a year.
Well, when we worked together in that time frame of the 3 months, we was meeting every week too.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of energy work being done. And we did travel through a lot of your timelines. We talked through a lot of childhood stuff. We talked through a lot of pain things. And the interesting thing about working with Shakisha's energy was that it helped me embody the fact that chakras aren't a one size fit all. Healing is not one size fit all. Even though we did timeline Reiki on Shakisha and she's already made 6 figures, because if you watch my other live, you'll know that I was working with my other sister, Janelle, and I looked at her in a similar light, and she had just made her first 6 figures, and she went on this year to make multiple 6 figures. So to have Shakisha already accomplished multiple 6 figures, if I had to use my own limitations, I would be honest to say, it would look like, what do I do now? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I help someone who's already successful? And that's what I really want to highlight in this conversation, because people think that they achieve a certain level of success and it leaves them stagnant, or that they don't need any additional support in growing and embodying who they are. The Shakisha I seen last December is the Shakisha I seen today. Convincing Shakisha that this would be her in December was a whole...
I had to come back and apologize and be like, I fought you tooth and fucking nail on this thing here.
So bringing it back, Shakisha is well known. She's highly respected. She has her own healing modality. She's just living in her power already. So when she just achieved all of this success, it is like, okay, I can design what the next level look like. And we got together. Her energy was like, that's not enough. We gotta be more self-reliant, and we gotta be more independent and comfortable with expressing this outwardly. Even in beauty. Like you see, she's fucking gorgeous, right? And it always have been gorgeous, but her level of expressing, being vulnerable and still maintaining her strength outwardly was completely different from this time last year. Like it was like, no, if you're gonna embody all of this glow up, let's clothes, hair, makeup. You see her glasses even on point. Sis didn't listen. She said, I'm gonna still know you hoes so bad. I got investment properties in other countries. You understand me? So
And do.
and not even just like one, like compounds. Like I'm trying to figure out how to express the magnitude of your glow up in such a short amount of time. And in the process of getting you to see that this was your path of being super strong. She's a matriarch. She created Rest and Riches. She created all these programs, but guys, like when these things were being revealed and saying, Shakisha, you know, you can do this, and you're actually a coach, and you can stand on your own and have your legacy that's from your heart, from your gut and your passion. Can you explain like what that felt like? Because it was reiterated every time we worked together, like
It was so hard. Like for this particular part of this conversation, I literally went back to my journal this morning and was like reading through all the stuff that we went through. There's just so much. So, and I'm still a year later, I am still like more and more of that work is embodying it and coming to the surface in, you know, just who I am and how I'm showing up. Like I cannot reiterate that enough. Like what you like, yeah, we worked together for 3 months, but a 12-month period, and I'm still seeing the evidence of the work that we did together. But to try to capture some of that, when we started working together, I had so I'm very spiritual. You know, I communicate with my ancestors and things like that. And I had come to you because I kept feeling this spiritual pull that there was more of myself that I needed to get to know and needed to understand in order to fully step into the life and the legacy that I vision for myself, that I know that I'm here to live and experience, right? Um, I, I fought you tooth and nail on like the whole you're a coach thing and you can do things, you know what I'm saying, like by yourself. Like there were some stuff there that we had to heal through from childhood, when it came to like my confidence and like me, right? I had already come to her a very successful person, multi six-figure earner, but there were things that I had to work on with regards to my confidence and like owning who I am. And I still shy away from her compliments, and she's doing the coaching thing as we're on here. I'm just like, damn, you in the comments and you ain't helping. I see you, auntie. Um, but like, you know, like my like accepting like all of who I am, because I was still playing it so small, like
can
so
we
small,
pause? A multiple six-figure earner with her own healing modality, still playing small.
really
Because,
small.
because people think, my level of success is your level of success. When I tap into people's energy and they're really in their body and their true discernment and who they are, it ain't got nothing to do with the next person, everything to do with who you are and what you came here to do. She couldn't, her energy didn't allow her to just be satisfied with that level of success, because in the grand scheme of things, that's pennies in a bucket.
And I'm designed to do lots of things. I'm just that one that's supposed to be
She just
doing.
that cold. That's what head honchos do. Oh, you can continue.
I'm trying to. Okay.
You're like, I was just, no.
We get together and then you just get me to laughing and then I can't stop. Okay.
See the shit and
But I'm just here to do a lot of things, right?
and the thousands of people that know about it ain't enough. Because when you have a calling on your life and you heal the masses and you building programs for people to understand themselves, your permission to heal yourself allowed me permission to be authentic to myself in the way that I want to support you. You're one of my few clients was when we get together, it's the freedom and the laughter and the genuineness that's the glue to making everything that comes up energetically stick.
It's dope.
So you have to be vulnerable. You have to be open. And every chance I get getting you to see how amazingly powerful you are. And then not only that, as a healer, she has other things to back it up, like her astrologically. You know what I'm saying? She was learning things about herself. And then energetically, it just kind of everything just pieced together as she's unfolding a new version of herself. And it's beautiful. It is so, it's been amazing to watch you show up in authority. It's been amazing to see you promote your offers and your programs. And it's been amazing to see your face on my screen, smiling, dressed up in the sun, having fun, being with your family. Like we're talking about just abundance, because once you achieve so much money, you know the money gonna come. So the more comfortable you can be in your own skin and the way that you show love to your daughter and your family, that abundance is contagious too.
But that was a big part. What you see now with me being outside and, allowing myself to feel good in what I'm wearing. And, I even changed my hair. This lipstick is your fault. This was you.
Damn good.
You were like, let's get the lipstick. Put the lipstick on. Like,
that was different shades and allow yourself to play through that too.
Like, yeah, it was the play and it was the pleasure. And it was
eyebrows orange too.
Yeah,
baby. It is. Okay, I just wanted to make sure you let the people know you fine down here.
I got with you. Oh my God.
You spiritually, you're gonna get these eyebrows, this lipstick.
These bamboo earrings, okay? I am obsessed with my bamboo earrings, okay?
And should be.
But all of that stuff, like really allow myself to like take a step back. Because as a high achiever, like we can get stuck in like work mode all the time and like super in our, our masculine energy. And one of the things that you helped me to understand about myself was that though I want to have my hand in all these different things, and trust me, y'all ain't seen the half of what's coming. Y'all ain't seen the half of what's coming. And though I want to have my hands in all of these things, I want to enjoy life. And we discovered together what that looks like by exploring pleasure and exploring those things. You know what I'm saying? Through my energy and through Reiki and the work that we did together, we were able to figure out what that meant for me, what that looked like for me, and then started incorporating those things. And that's when, everything really started to change. When you get the healing and you do the inner work, you know what I'm saying? And all the journaling and like really digging in there to shift things around and to kind of bring them into your awareness. Then you take that and consciously apply it to your life. That's the cheat code, y'all. Applying it to your life, that's when you start to see the glow up, as they call it. And that's why I have people in my inbox every other day. I love your energy. I love what you're doing. Like, you're glowing. Like, I'm getting these messages constantly. And I love it. I'm a Leo. Y'all keep it coming, okay?
She love it too. I'll be her face like, girl, what you doing? But
love me.
Listen, and embracing that aspect of you too. you know, because it was what we learned too, again, during the inner child work, was that people made her uncomfortable with the attention that she desired, even though she was helping other people. See, people look at attention like, oh, you just want attention, and we think attention is a bad thing, but she's bringing awareness in so many ways with her Leo energy, and being bold and being unwavering and being consistent with things, you know what I'm saying? Pull from like, okay, maybe I want to do that, so you're inspiring. And the more that you do that, you just show like it's nothing that we can't do.
Not a damn thing.
Nothing. So I would like to ask, well, you did talk about the pleasure aspect. So we did talk about a lot of pleasures. In my intimate clients, I love doing the pleasure senses activity. And we definitely talked about your family pleasures. And
Mhm.
let's talk about briefly about how you're transitioning as a mom, and how that your energy of protectiveness and shielding wasn't given enough room for you to take naps, because we implemented naps. We implemented talks with your ancestors,
Mhm.
and using things that you do naturally, like your essential oil blends, all of that. It seemed like the more you started to focus on yourself, the more your kids became super independent, and they grew so much as people. Like
They
that
did.
is so cool. Like we talk about how you just had an amazing glow up, and you're still glowing up. But I want you to talk about the reflection of that in your children and your family, because I see it. Like your daughter, I've never seen your daughter be so like, who ain't cute. And I'm
Snap.
doing this.
Pakaya.
And
Um, oh my gosh. Yeah, so a byproduct of my glow up has been my children's glow up as well. So when we were working together, both of my kids were home, but my son was getting ready, had just made the decision. He was getting ready to move back to the Cayman Islands with his dad, with my husband, to work on our next development project. He had got a job offer and all the things. And so my baby, the one who made me a mama, was leaving home. I was a mess, y'all. When we started this, I was an entire mess because I am like being a mom and like taking care of my kids was like my whole identity, even though I was bossy and I was doing all these things. Like my kids, that was first, and I was on top of everything when it came, when it came to them. And so when Cameron went back home, like he's grown so much. Like he has become such a man over this last year in his life. He's assistant project manager now in the development project. He's doing that. He's started his own business. He's working full time and discovering, different career paths, what he likes, what he doesn't like. He's speaking up for himself and like advocating for himself. He's just grown so much. And it was because I was able to focus a little bit more on me and let him do what he can do, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of be there in the background in the supporting system. Once he left and it was just me and Kaya, then I started having the conversations with her, and I'm still like, Kaya is getting ready to um oh my goodness, okay, hang on, my computer is doing something weird.
yeah, Cam out here killing it.
He is
You know, and then
um
when we worked together, Cam Cam would work late, and
at
you
night,
wouldn't be
yeah,
able to get any sleep.
I wasn't.
Even with Cam, how old is Cam?
He's now 21.
Okay, so I'm making this emphasis because Cam grown as hell. I ain't gonna tell his mama, but Cam grown. That's a grown ass man, okay? Cam even got, a girlfriend. So getting Shakisha to realize where all of her overflow of energy was going was to her son and him, and being also a bonus mom to someone else.
Yeah.
So getting her to see the magnitude on which her energy it is, kind of pausing. Something when you're that type of woman, when you're like an overachiever, you take care of everybody, you protect everybody, you become very mother henish, where you like, if you ain't here, I'm loving you, I'm taking care of you, I'm providing for you. But then what happens, especially as Black women, is growing to a space of letting go and developing yourself into this new phase and allowing them to grow into their new phase of their life too. So, and it was some resistance within that, like, you can go to sleep, or you can take a nap. And she's been trained, because again, as moms, we live our life like this until they get older. We worry, you got a different kind of worry, you worrying about this, you want to think on their behalf. But we worked really hard on the fact of, I still remember, if you're his mom, he ain't got nothing to worry about.
Listen, so
Yes.
so I was sleep deprived because he would be out late to pick up his girlfriend who lived with us from work, and he would be driving on the roads, and I just didn't feel comfortable with my Black son being out on the roads past midnight. And so I was up all night, but I was still up early in the morning with Kaya, and I was just doing the most. And what I've learned is to kind of back up a little bit, and the more I backed up, the more he blossomed. And I'm still his mama. So
Mhm.
everything is always gonna be all right because he always gonna have me, period.
Yes.
But I let him be who he be and do what it is that he wants to do. Um my I have to fix a plug, Chiquita, because my laptop it will cut off on me. Just give me
Okay.
1 minute. I'm so sorry, y'all. Give me one
It's
second.
okay. But while we, still have people here, thinking about motherhood and leading by example, because sometimes we think we can do it on behalf of the kids when we're really guides. Most of you guys know, like, I have 4 children, and it is a lot to think about them, especially if you're mentally making up for the people who you feel should be more proactive in their life. When you're like, okay, they don't have this person, so let me amp this up. And then I wish they had more support here, so let me overwork that. And I have to pause a lot in saying, with my kids, I'm your mother, and I'm going to guide you and provide as much resources as possible, and then train them on utilizing the resources to complement them, and not something that I feel is going to complement me on their behalf. Because we take a lot of this personal, so especially our kids, that's a personal conversation. But knowing that when I'm even just speaking about myself, when I'm able to live in my truth, even with my daughter, she's 8. When she see me make certain decisions and she get inspired, then she takes initiative to emulate that in a way that makes sense to her. Not exactly the way that I do it, but she like, I'm gonna do this and put a little spin on it. And to implement that in a child so young, is there's no it's no limit to the possibilities and who they can become and grow to be, and how they are inspiring people in their own circle of friends as children, right?
It's that part. Because the result of backing up and letting my children become young adults, Kaya got into her dream school. Now her friends are applying for school. Now Kaya's in her senior year of high school. We ain't even at Christmas time, and sis is done. It's a wrap. She's in.
Wait, can we put a little, because she came up in your session too.
She did. She
And
did.
I was like, yes, your daughter's gonna do something, and it should initiate a move, and you guys are on this journey together, and it's so beautiful to watch it unfold.
Because one of the things that really drives me is like, I want to we can become resentful as moms if we are, so into our kids that we neglect our own dreams and our own desires. And then how can we, in the same breath, turn around and tell our kids, you could do whatever you want to do, you could, there's no limits, dream, go after yourself, when we aren't doing the same things? I didn't want to be that. I didn't want to be the do as I say, not as I do, parent. I wanted to be the example. I wanted to exemplify what living your dreams are, but I didn't have the energetic capacity to do that before we started working together. Once we started implementing and really healing through why I was like so protective of my kids. And I still got a ways to go, y'all. This ain't perfect, but it's better.
Mountains, because going back to your childhood and those moments, it wasn't easy. Navigating safely and allowing you to release stuck pains. You know what I'm saying?
None
That
of it was easy. Not one thing that we did together was easy. But when you understand energy, like I do, when you understand that just because something doesn't feel good, right, in the moment doesn't mean it's not good for you, especially when we're talking about healing and allowing yourself to feel emotions. We run away from the emotions, right? Like I used to run around telling people, I probably still, no, I ain't gonna lie. I tell people this all the time. I don't cry, I'm a gangster.
Yeah, what we do?
Cry.
Listen, that's so fun. That is the running theme of all my clients.
Can't stand you.
Don't nobody cry, and then we get together, and it's just a stream, and all of this release, and all of this acceptance. Because one thing I'm really big on with you guys is you have the emotions. Let's just find a place for them. You don't have to just be willy-nilly with your crying. You ain't got to just every time, be triggered, or you don't have to feel weakness with crying either. It's a signal. It's something that we're born with. But if you can figure out where it go, then you can release privately. You can release safely. You can release with your journals. Like, you just need a place for it, so it's not weaponized against you.
Yeah, it's unlearning that. Yeah, Tam, we're thugs. It's unlearning.
My hard body, feminine.
Listen, gang, gang. It's unlearning that our feelings are bad, or that they're weaknesses, or that, we're still in those places where we might have in the past felt like we had to be hard, to make it through. Like, we have to understand that we're no longer in that same place. And so it was relearning how to feel again, and to acknowledge my feelings on a deeper level, and allowing myself to, take ownership of, like, I'm sad right now, or I'm happy right now, or whatever the feeling is. And it's okay to cry, and it's okay to, it's okay to be mad. It's okay to be pissed off. It's okay to be all of that. Yeah. Just let's move through it. Let's process this instead of pushing it down. Yeah. And I think when you do that, you free yourself. And I feel like that's what happened for me, is like, little by little, even though I fought you every step of the way for 3 whole months and had to come back and apologize multiple times. Yes. I got free of a lot of things that were holding me back and that were holding me down. And what everybody sees now as the glow up is just the product of doing that work. And if you want to expand, if you want to be someone who levels up into new levels of reality for you, you want to live your dreams instead of just dreaming about your dreams, then healing is required. Because if it weren't, you'd already be where you dream about being. You ain't there for a reason.
And then even your dreams aren't relative. You know what I'm saying? Because you dream and you achieve, and then you have another one.
Yeah. There's always something new. Like I said, y'all ain't seen a half of what I'm creating over here.
Yeah. And even so,
something new.
The tears relates to emotions. The emotions link to passion. Your passion links to excitement. The excitement leads to expansion, because now you can welcome it in. So when you prevent yourself from feeling, how can you welcome it in and show gratitude if you can't feel what it feels like to be happy? If you can't feel this pleasure and excitement running through your body, or you can't express it when you're showing pictures and you're like, look what I did. All I did was get a collective of people who might not even know what joy is, I don't have joy for themselves, to embark on your journey to influence them to have the same emotion. You transmute the pain of tears into joy and purpose, and you just get everything that you want out of life.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, and that's the great thing about, like, kind of like the time traveling with the healing that we do together. You don't know what year your emotions are stuck in. Your body is in 2021, your goals are in 2024, but your emotions and excitement is stuck in fifth grade when you got excited about that one thing and your dreams got damaged, and you're trying to figure out how to get back to that point. So assisting and bringing moving that energy forward and showing you a path of things that you should have been excited for. And you look back and was like, you know what, that did make me happy. Every time you give yourself permission to be excited and be happy, and when I can get you guys to see that you've always been riding for yourself and taking care of yourself and loving yourself, you like, this the love I've been waiting for. The love that I didn't know I was giving myself this whole time. That's the love I've been calling in. And I already do it. So let's do it on another level.
That part. I was just gonna say, because my high achieving ass is like, oh, this is what this is. Oh, no limits. Let's go. You know
I mean,
that.
she got the whole complex on these hoes. You understand me? She went, let's do like a little mini capture of the timeline, right? This was already achiever, all this great stuff. However, clothing was really comfortable. So for me, in her Leo energy, you're still protecting people to a large degree. Because it's almost like if I show up the way I want to, y'all don't stand a chance. And I'm like, no, that's who we need to talk to, huh? That's the one that's gonna make it happen, not the comfortable one, not you just eloquently, I'm gonna make a little money, I'm gonna heal a few people. No, be bold about your shit. Talk your shit, sis. And that was really it. Going, oh, you're a mom, but you overworking yourself, but you're a damn good mom. Stand on these hoes with that too. Let your kids fly and watch what you embedded in them. Because that's the proof. We always think the proof is what we do as people or what we do as a healer. I can say I'm cold as hell. I got celebrity clients. I do this, that, and the third. That don't mean shit if my clients ain't winning. That don't mean shit if I take pictures of my kids not happy. My proof is in my circle's happiness, not just mine.
Amen.
But you got to prioritize that. We steady used to keeping people safe and making people feel comfortable. For what? Why? Where in your energetic blueprint does it say make these hoes comfortable? Because you want to be able to do, because you already know. You got to do what you got. Because what does it matter? What does it matter? Don't none of this shit matter at the end of the day. Because the people who need you are going to come to you. The people that need you are going to find you. The people that really know you call that what you could do, going to be in your inbox, say, hey, sis, you got that thing I'm looking for? Whatever that thing may be. Mm-hmm. But getting back to a sense of self-worth, no matter how much you achieve, like, I can't stress that enough. Because you can be a billionaire on here right now, and I will still need to encourage you to keep going and make this an international thing, and to go and go learn another language. It's always something different. Like, oh, you have goals of doing this and being seen here. Okay, then learn this language, and let's see how your life expands that way. There's no limit to none of this stuff. No. And it can happen so fast that, yes, it is uncomfortable. It is a stretch. It is your imagination, but your imagination isn't playing tricks on you. It's your imagination becoming a reality. So being surrounded around people who's going to help you and your imagination do things that's going to benefit you in the long run, it's all this is magic. It's honoring the God within you. Like, Shakisha is a whole goddess. Everything she touched turned to gold. I think that came up in her first Reiki session. She got them.
Not all. Let me tell you why that was so epic. So in my first Reiki session, everything I touch turns to gold, right? That came up.
Yeah.
Prior to that, about 2 months before our first Reiki session, at North Node with Janelle, she wrote me a card as like a little welcome gift or whatever. And in the card it said, "You got the Midas touch. Everything you touch turns to gold." I was like, both of you saying that, not knowing the other one said it, was just, that was it for me. I believe that.
And I forgot about that until just now, and it's a part of your aura. It's a part of your energy. We done touched on a lot of things today. I really, really appreciate the fact that we talked about motherhood and expansion, and honoring yourself as a person and how that influence trickles down into the development of supporting young humans, younger
That's
people,
legacy right there.
individuals.
That's legacy right there. And I need everybody on here to know that. When you heal and so everybody thinks legacy, they think of how much money am I going to be able to leave my family. Mm-hmm. Legacy is your spiritual wealth, your physical wealth, right? Your emotional wealth and your financial wealth, right? It's the freedom that you create in all of those areas. And working with Chiquita gave me emotional and spiritual wealth. It introduced me to my next level of spiritual and emotional wealth, which my children and my husband and my clients who have come since I've worked with her, and every client I'll have in the future, all benefit from that. Every single person who is around you, whether they talk to you or they don't talk to you, whether they're just watching from the sidelines and just peeping what you're doing, you touch people, you impact people. And so you got to ask yourself, like, what are you leaving on the table when it comes to healing? And how much further can you allow yourself to expand if you picked it up?
Wow.
Legacy, ma'am. Thank you.
You heal yourself. You don't just heal your own generations. You help other people to heal them and be influenced by that. You are my boo. Is there any other lasting words? I want to say, well, my lasting words, and then I'll let you, say yours. Is that, again, it is an honor to have you as a client, to have permission to support you in this way. I love watching everything that you do and what you continue to do, and watching your clients benefit from their personal expansion and be able to live out loud the same way you have, as an individual, collectively, in whatever way they choose, leaving nothing on the table. You know what I'm saying? Just taking it all. So that is what I want to say to you. I love you dearly.
I love you too.
Yes. Is there any final words for you, my dear?
Yes. If you are watching this, if you are connected to Chiquita, if you have been, looking at her programs or her offers and trying to figure out if that is for you, just do yourself a favor and stop allowing yourself to talk yourself out of your next level of healing, and just go on ahead and get you a spot or a place in whatever container Chiquita is running, whichever one fits you best in this moment. Just go and do it now, right now. Like, stop watching me. Don't pause. Go do that. Do that. It will change your life.
Well, I thank you so much. You guys have been amazing. Thank you to everyone who has been watching and supporting and encouraging everything. Thank you for all the supporters. If you do want to work with me, you definitely can sign in my inbox. I have some Reiki sessions, some new positions available for that. And let's just chat about in what ways you want to move forward. And I am open to that discussion, so we can book a discovery call. Other than that, I could talk to my sis all day, but we're not going to be on here because it's going to be a lot of curse words and laughing going on.
Listen, you did really well. I am shocked.
I'm growing. I'm growing.
You did. You did your thing.
Maybe twice. other than that, I hope you guys have. Oh, and that's the other thing with working with me. You gotta be transparent. You gotta be fully yourself, child.
Yeah.
Cause I be loving light, but I be loving cursing and being real honest.
Loving gangster real quick too.
You know that might be a shirt.
You know? See?
Oh,
This is how great
God.
minds come together. Look at that. We done started a whole e-commerce business right there. Loving gangster.
And listen, and Shakisha don't do nothing now. She gonna show you how to make some money. You understand me? 'Cause she
I
gonna give
can't help it.
you the
Listen.
blueprint. She gonna tell you who to talk to and what the hell on your own body to get to it. Okay,
Listen.
a master builder, girl. We love you guys. We love you guys, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. Until next time, next Friday, I'll have another amazing powerhouse COO here to share her experience as well. Yes, have a great weekend. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye, y'all.